I, 50F, introduced a girl to my son, 25 meters, while he was in a situationship. So I, 50-year-old female, never understood why my son's girlfriend was always so cold to me. For context, they are both 25-year-olds. A week ago my daughter told me it was 'cause I introduced a girl to my son while he was in a situationship with the girl. So 3 years ago, before he officially started dating his current girlfriend, he was in a situationship, which apparently meant they were interested in each other but wasn't together. It was like that for a few months, and he was always spending luxury gifts for her, inviting her to our house, and when I would ask him whether they were together, he said that she was still considering it since there's a lot of guys interested in her and she's talking to some of them. She's a very attractive online influencer. About the 7th month that I knew about this situationship, I met a really nice girl who was working for me, and she was very interested in my son. So I gave my son her number and told him that she's interested in him and I think she's nice. He just nodded, and he got together with his current girlfriend about 34 months later. So I wanted to talk to her while she was at our house today to apologize if I came off the wrong way. She said that I should have minded my business since it wasn't my relationship, and I mentioned that I thought it was a situationship where they weren't committed. And she said that every situationship boundaries were different. My daughter disagreed with her and said I should post it on Reddit. Is there any ways I can salvage the relationship? She didn't seem to appreciate our conversation and is getting even colder. My son, however, seems to be really determined to marry her. Edit. Also to add, I've not have many interactions with her over the course of their relationship. Maybe one other really bad interaction we had was when she dropped out of college. She was just 1.5 years away from graduation. I think her online persona really hit off and she decided to do it full time. I thought it was a really bad idea and told her that she should stayed and nagged at her. But I wasn't paying her tuition fees, so I probably shouldn't have said anything. Do what you can to remain cordial with her until the divorce. So she was seeing what better options she had at the time. But when your son had another, from the sounds of it, better option, she decided the rules changed? She sounds charming and a future nightmare. If they weren't actually together, then they weren't together. End of story. She needs to get over herself. This girl is bad news, tears of joy, but I doubt there's much you should or could do. Maybe you should keep introducing girls to your son, LMAO. And she said that every situationship boundaries were different. They can be exclusive or not exclusive. Like this one. It's exclusive for him and not exclusive for her. She sounds like a peach. Your kid is going to learn some hard life lessons if he keeps pursuing this girl. This one will sort itself out when she cheats on him and or leaves him for someone who buys her more expensive gifts. She was still considering it since there's a lot of guys interested in her and she's talking to some of them. Ew. She said that I should have minded my business since it wasn't my relationship. Ew. She sounds toxic AF. The relationship sounds superficial AF. Just let nature run its course and keep out of it. Why does she get to string along multiple guys for months on end, but suddenly you give your son a girl's number and that is an issue? She is a hypocrite and, quite frankly, ridiculous. So, she was playing of various fronts at the time, and got angry at you because you introduce another girl for one of their potential sugar partners. You son was like a book of others dude seeking the attention of this girl, taking her out, buying presents for her. From where I see it, she saw that this good guy could go away. She decided to be in a relationship. Maybe she is mad at you because your actions forced her to stop that stupid game of being the big price and all the guys that wanted her should pay tribute. You were not wrong, they weren't in a relationship and she was playing with a lot of guys at the time. So what's wrong for you to introduce a nice girl to your son that at the time was single? Seems like she's used to being the center of attention. It was okay for her to talk to other guys, but not okay for your son to talk to other girls. Gross. Ugly attitude. She's an influencer, exerting it mainly over your son. She needs to get over it. There's two possible things here. 1. She was into your son already and they'd planned to go exclusive, but she was tying up loose ends. 2. She had your son on a leash and was messing around with other guys, but he wasn't allowed to stray. You almost ruined that for her. Either way, as far as you were told, they were open to other people, and you acted accordingly, so she can go take a long walk off a short pier. She came over to your house and told you that you need to mind your business? I would never dream of speaking to my boyfriend's mother this way, especially in her own home. And you definitely handled yourself better than my mother would in this situation. Well, unfortunately, your son is determined to marry her, so there's little you can do now. I disagree with her. Your son's GF. They were not together when you introduced your son to another woman. She was considering other men. So of course your son can consider whomever comes into the picture. I'm just amused that he'd run to her to tell her about how his mom tried to fix him up with someone else. He is that crazy about her. I suppose lol. The issue with this type of influencer, she can always run to her social media platform and file you under just no MIL, and her fans would even go as far as attack you online. So just be prepared to lock down any of your social media platform in the future. She used your son as a backburner if something else didn't work out. They weren't together. She's just mad you knew the situation and mad you gave your son options. So she was basically stringing your son along and getting him to spend money on luxury items for months while she was considered her options, and you're the bad guy for introducing him to someone else upside down face. He said that she was still considering it since there's a lot of guys interested in her and she's talking to some of them. She's a very attractive online influencer. Your son apparently lacks self-respect, because he is just being another number to her, competing against multiple other people to whoever is able to please her more. Cough cough money. This is one big red flag right here. If she's talking to multiple people at once till she chooses one, she belongs to none of them. Your son should just walk out and find someone better. Sadly, your son can't see the forest through the trees. There is nothing you can do but be polite to the self-important chick. You can only hope he gets his head out of his $dollar before he does something stupid. I am so sorry. He's buying luxury gifts for online influencer who isn't in a relationship with him and is talking to other guys, i.e. she has their number. However, he can't have anyone else's number. He needs to run away from that OnlyFans entertainer.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.